Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode. I think it's 1331. I didn't double check this morning, but I think it's episode 1331. It is Sunday. It's an NFL Chicago Bears Sunday. Bears Packers today. It looks like I'm ready to go hunting, but I'm conflicted if I should wear camo, which this isn't really camo, but it kind of looks camo, or blaze orange. Chicago Bears Sunday. I figured I'd give the Switzerland hat a break. There's a third hat that I bought in Switzerland and I can't find it. And I really like it. And I may have worn it once here and now I can't find it. I don't know. I have no idea where it went. So picked out the old Riley Tavern hat. So welcome to Sunday. Happy Sunday. I had another comfortable day. It's very nice to not have 250 orders to ship where you're constantly up against a wall, shipping. So I've been able to keep my head above water with shipping, and I shipped multiple times yesterday just to keep my head above water. And I'm up to 36, which is in a very easy number. I can hammer that out in 30 to 45 minutes, depending on order size. So it's actually been kind of nice keeping my. Now it's as soon as I'm gone next weekend, we're going to be, things will change. I won't be able to be at 36 because next Saturday I'll be on my way to Chicago. So, I'll maybe get a little bit of shipping done on Saturday morning, and then I'm gone all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I'm not going to do any shipping Sunday night. So that's 2 full days. Hammer it Monday. And then it's Thanksgiving week. So Thursday is Thanksgiving. Probably won't get much shipping done on Thursday. Well, actually, Thanksgiving morning I will. And then Friday I'll get some done, but it's the day before the Madison Card Show. So I'll be at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. And of course, Saturday, the following Saturday, 2 weeks from now, 13 days from now, Madison Card Show. So I'm just going to enjoy it while it lasts and use this extra time that I have not shipping to do other things. So I took a load over to the storage unit and getting that filled up. And I still have a few more loads to take over, but there's a lot of boxes that I haven't touched in years. So I did yesterday. I was watching Western Illinois Leatherneck basketball. They took on Central Arkansas. Let me tell you, what a game. So Western's off to an okay start. I think they're 3-2 right now. But they also kind of started off slow last year, and then they finished really strong. And yesterday's game, they hosted Central Arkansas, and they just were not. It's one of those weird and Saturday day games in college basketball. Now, this time of year is a little different. Once you get into like you should have a little more oomph out there in November at the start of the basketball season. But once you get into January, that's those January Saturday 1:00 games are just absolutely brutal. But we did have, when I was with the team back in 2011 or 2012, we played Savannah State, and it was even worse. It was it a Black Friday? No, it was a Saturday. It was Black Saturday. It was a Saturday after Thanksgiving. And I've shared this story where we had Thanksgiving as a team at local restaurant that I think is closed, Red Ox in Macomb. So we had Thanksgiving dinner at the Red Ox, and then we took a bus to St. Louis, and we stayed in a hotel, and then flew out 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And then we flew to Atlanta, and then we hopped on a puddle jumper from Atlanta to Savannah. We got in Friday evening, early evening. I had sinus headache. It's worst headache I've ever had. And then the next day we played Savannah State, 11 a.m. Saturday, Thanksgiving Saturday. Nobody's there because it's Savannah State and it's the Saturday of Thanksgiving and it's 11 a.m. on a Saturday. It was just, there was like no fans in the stands. There's just no energy at all from either team. It actually set basketball back. It set college basketball back about 50 years. I think it was the lowest scoring Division I college basketball game of that year. In fact, I think it might have been the lowest scoring college basketball game in like 10 years. It was, I think, 37 to 35. That was the final score. Savannah State, Western Illinois, back in, I think, 2012, maybe. So yesterday's game had a little more energy than that game did, but you could tell the energy was down. And Western's down by like 10 points at the end of the second half, like towards the end of the second half. And I'm like, I almost turned the game off. Like, I'm going to watch a football game or something, but I'm like, I'm going to stick with it. And they start making a run. They go on a 10-0 run, tie the game, and then it goes back and forth. And it's tied. And let's see, there's basically there's just enough time on the clock for each team to have a possession. Western has the basketball, and they kind of stall the clock out as much time as they can. They miss. Central Arkansas gets the ball. They end up, how did it go? Did they miss? I can't remember how it exactly went down. But anyway, Western has the ball with like 1 second, 1.3 seconds. They drive, or they start dribbling down the floor and get fouled at like half court with a second left, with I think 1.3 seconds left. I think at this point it's 1.3 seconds. So it might have been 2 seconds. They pass the ball inbounds, and so they're in the double bonus, so they have to go to the free throw line. Misses the first free throw. So with 1.3 seconds, coming off a 10-0 run, tie game, 1.3 seconds left, misses the first free throw, and he's like a 90% free throw shooter. Second free throw, and since it is like the team's best free throw shooter, I'm like, okay, well, he should make both, but he missed the first. He's going to make the second for sure. He did. So it's a 1-point game, and Central Arkansas inbounds. They try to throw it down court, like baseball pass or football or whatever, and sails it out of bounds, like goes up into the bleachers on the far end of the court. So no time goes off the clock. It's Western ball, and they inbound. Of course, they get fouled right away, and so Western goes to the free throw line and tries to miss it on purpose and doesn't hit the rim, which is violation. And then I can't remember how it played out, but anyway, Central Arkansas gets the ball. By this time, like, there's only a few tenths of a second left on the clock, and they end up, and Western wins, but it's like, oh my God, nail biting at the end. And then, so we had, so Wisconsin beat Arizona on Friday night in college hoops. I didn't watch that because I was trying to watch trying to watch the boxing. And then I completely forgot that Wisconsin football was hosting number 1 Oregon. Night game at Camp Randall last night. So totally spaced out, forgot. We went to dinner with my mother-in-law, the notorious MIL, and her friend. And her friend said something like it was really busy. It was really busy when we pulled in, and then it kind of disappeared. And so my mother-in-law's friend said something like, surprised it was so busy with the big game tonight. And I'm like, oh, what big game? I'm like, it's not basketball. Like, and Wisconsin football is not very good. And they were last night. And they play, or I'm like, oh shit, I completely forgot. So we get home, and I turned the game on. Well, we were checking the score like at dinner, and I'm like, holy shit, it's like Wisconsin has a lead at halftime. I'm like, it's like 10-6. And then I think Wisconsin scored again 13-6. Oregon tied 13-13. Then they kick a field goal in like the fourth quarter, 16-13. That was the final score. But Wisconsin, like, man, they played well. And they actually, it was Wisconsin played to their opponent, not vice versa. It was Wisconsin playing well as opposed to Oregon playing down to their opponent. So Wisconsin looked really good. Again, I only watched like half, about a half of the game, maybe less than half, because I think it was midway through the third quarter. So a quarter and a half, I guess, is what I watched. But the like low scoring game, but it was well played. And like the quarterbacks, like even Wisconsin's quarterback looked good. Like they were threading it. Both quarterbacks looked great. Braden Locke for Wisconsin, Dylan Gabriel, who started at Oklahoma and transferred to Oregon. It was a well played game, I thought. So fun sports weekend. And it all culminates on Sunday with Bears Packers. Go Bears. Noon kickoff today. Bears Packers. Go Bears. James says Hoops Talk is rough. Hopefully today's Packers Bears game is not rough, because I have a feeling it very well could be a rough go for the Chicago Bears. Maybe not. Maybe the change with the offensive coordinator is something that they need, but they also need some help on the offensive line too. So I don't have much faith in my Chicago Bears today against the Packers. I want to shit talk, but I know better. I know better. In my younger days, I'd be texting all my Packer friends and be like, Bears are gonna whip 42-0. Caleb's gonna go off for 400 yards. But I'm a little wiser and I know better. So I'm not gonna talk shit. We're just gonna let the game play out on the field today. Hopefully the Bears don't embarrass themselves. But I don't have faith in that. What's going on, chat? Todd is here. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Cooter's in the house. What's going on? Donald Davis is here. Good morning. Royals 417 is here. We've got Lofi Joe. We've even got Low Roller Scratcher back. It's been a few days. His prediction, wow. He's got a new prediction. He's gone from 100,000 by the end of the year to $1 million per Bitcoin. He says it will happen in our lifetime. His projection, Low Roller Scratcher, projects $1 million in 2028, 2029. Now, we've got to give Low Roller Scratcher a little credit. He sounds a little off his rocker with this prediction, but he did predict 100,000, and it's getting close. Is it at 90? I haven't checked. Low Roller hasn't reminded us lately. Let's check Bitcoin. Right now, latest update, Bitcoin is 90,367. Getting there. Brian did not finish his Hot Frosty movie review yesterday. You've kind of spoiled it. You already told us that it's hot garbage. So I already know what you think of the movie. But I do enjoy your play-by-play. I do enjoy the play-by-play. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the movie. I know what you're going to think of it. But I will enjoy reading. Flawed Thinker, good morning. Uncle Rich is in the house. Good morning. Tracy is here. Good morning. Troy's in the house. Good morning. Johnny M is here. Good morning. Good thing I didn't rip the Ellie Rip card yesterday. It sold for $225 last night. There you go. Nice. I did look up my about a week ago, or I think after my Tuesday auctions, I did look up my Ginter, and I'm still selling Ginter singles. Like it's a nice trickle. But as of like Wednesday, my gross sales on Ginter was like 1,700, which is not good. That's gross sales. So that doesn't account for fees and shipping. So not good on the Ginter rip. But as I saw Johnny's Ginter case, I think his is like on the rankings, like Johnny had like the best case you can get. And then I had what I thought when I was ripping, I thought it was like average to above average. And like, as I've seen other cases ripped, I'm like, fuck, mine sucked. Mine was like on the bottom. But still, on a shitty case, to get close to break even within a week or two is I'm okay with it. Again, Allen and Ginter is not like it's a for-profit rip, but it's also like entertainment. So I put some value in that. So if I can get to break even, I'll be happy. And I've still got piles of like minis. Minis just aren't moving. The inserts that I've listed, but a lot of that stuff I listed a week later, which I lost that early on market. So, but it's a fun rip. And I would, if there's some Ginter cases on any Black November sales, like decent sales, I would buy and rip. But also you have to remember, like, if you get a 2022 case of Ginter for like 1,500, which is on sale, take into account like you've got to hit it big, because there's not people buying 2022 singles. Yeah, it's a trickle, and it's a really slow trickle. So that's what I have to remind myself. Yeah, fun rip, but let's not piss away all that money. Philly Joe says, good morning. Have a great one. Leaving for my first daughter's baby reveal party. Damn, I'm old. Well, hey, time is undefeated. We are all getting older by the day. James is here. What's going on? Are you setting up in St. Charles? Yes. So I have, I'll be setting up at a few shows. Well, actually just a couple shows. I'll be in Chicago next Sunday, set up at the Sports Spectacular in Rosemont. I don't think I'm going to be setting up in Madison. I think I'm going to take Madison off. And then, yes, December 7th? December 7th, I will be set up in St. Charles. I'm super bummed. The Club 400 Christmas party is a daytime event, which I'm super, like, I saw that and I'm like, this has got to be a typo. And it happens to be on December 7th. In fact, before I found out about the Christmas party timing, I was talking to Mike, one of the promoters of the St. Charles show, when I was set up in Rockford a couple of weeks ago. And I said, I do plan on setting up in St. Charles, but the Club 400 Christmas party is that weekend also. So if the Christmas party would have been like December 6th at night, I would not have set up in St. Charles. So I looked it up and I'm like, oh, sweet. The Club 400 Christmas party is on December 7th. So I'll be in the area. Like, Club 400 to St. Charles is 20 minutes away. I'm like, perfect. I'll do the show. After the show, I just drive straight to Club 400. This is perfect. And then like the next day, Club 400 Christmas party, Saturday, December 7th, 1 to 4 p.m. I'm like, you got to be effing me. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to the Club 400 Christmas party. So I'm going to do the show instead. St. Charles has been a great, great show for me. More so on the selling side as opposed to the buying side. But I've been able to get some good deals buying in St. Charles as well. I think the reason it's not a good buying show for me is I'm so busy on the selling side, I don't get a chance to walk the floor. And it's a huge show. It's over 200 tables. So I don't get a chance to, really walk the floor, because I think the first show I had between 7 and 13 people at my table the entire show, which happened. The very first show was on the same day as is the opening weekend of the NFL season, Bears Packers that day. And it was still like a crazy attendance. So I think I might have missed no, I did. I was there. This is the first St. Charles show, December 7th, St. Charles at the Kane County Fairgrounds, Saturday, December 7th. It's just been a while because it's hard to get that venue. So they secured it in like March. March was the last time they had it. And then couldn't secure the venue again until December 7th. So I'm looking forward to it. So yes, I will be set up in St. Charles. I have been, and that's something that I've been doing, that I was doing yesterday was, I need to get more bargain boxes for the next couple shows, especially for Chicago. Now, Spectacular, it's like I'm not like urgently looking for bargain box stuff. I do want to get good stuff so I can make some good sales, but it's a completely different clientele. I've never set up at the show. I don't do really any Chicago shows. I mean, with the exception of St. Charles, which is, similar to Rosemont, not far away from Rosemont. So, so we'll see. But yesterday, it kind of goes hand in hand. I need more bargain box stuff, but at the same time, I need to go through some old boxes in my card room that I haven't touched in a few years, just to see if there's anything in there. And then if there's not, it goes into the storage unit for a bulk sale. So I went through about 3 monster boxes yesterday, and got a good start to some quarter boxes for baseball and football and basketball. And away we go. I have a whole bunch of binders that were just stacking up, and from Goodwill Pallets, a lot of basketball, and I do want to get some more basketball loaded in. It is basketball season. I was watching Ma Pop Sports, which is he does eBay full time also, and I enjoy consuming other eBay card seller content, and so he's a good one to follow, Ma Pop Sports. And he was talking about how basketball's been really selling for him. And that's something that I stay away from because I've been burned in the past. Like, oh, basketball sales are this is not good. And so I've got a bunch of basketball and I'm just like hesitant to list it. Like, it's just a waste of time. But I found, so I was going through these binders and there's a bunch of 90s inserts, which I don't know anything about 90s inserts. I don't want to spend the time comping this stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to throw these on auction. I might be wasting 15 cents on an auction insertion fee if they don't sell. But hey, maybe I've got some diamonds in the rough. These are Goodwill, pallets, and as you've seen, sometimes there's stuff left behind, especially 90s inserts. Like if you're not in the basketball card world, you may not know. Like sometimes I'll find a really cool 90s insert and I'm like, oh, I bet this is a good one. And it's a $1.50 card. And then sometimes it's like, oh, this one looks like a $1.50 card and it's a $50 card. So I'm just going to wing it. And in fact, I did scan them in last night. I was going to put them at auction last night, but we went out to dinner. So Sunday night auctions, going to have some basketball loaded tonight and some football since it is Sunday. Where we at? Orlando's here. What's going on? Good morning. Red Light's here. Good morning. A-Sal is in the house. What's up? Happy football Sunday. Johnny says, damn, now I wish I didn't sell 2 coins in the last 2 weeks. You could be a millionaire by 2028. Maybe. That dude from Duryea, what's up? Low Roller says, are you member Crypto CM Exchange? I am not. Brian says, got to play the game till the last whistle. Going to watch Lacey Chabert to the bitter end. It won't hurt my eyes. Absolutely not. Low Roller says it's Lakers-sponsored stadium name. Johnny says, Ginter singles will sell all year just at a lower price. Not necessarily a lower price on the base singles, because I would list them the same as I normally would with any other base common. It's just a slower sell. So the price isn't going to change, $1.75, but it's just going to be a slower sell-through rate. So it's going to sell for $1.75 today, but it might sell, you list it today, it might sell in the next 3 days. But by March, it might take 3 months to sell Ginter. So it's kind of how I look at it. It's still going to sell for $1.75, but it's just going to take a lot longer. James says, same day as Oak Creek. Oh yeah, the calendar's funky. So, so December 1st must be because November 30th, Madison Card Show. So December 1st would be a Sunday. So December 7th is the first Saturday of December. I forgot. It's kind of a funky calendar. Jody's here. Good morning. Troy says Ma Pop is great. Yeah, I really enjoy his content. I really enjoy what he has to say and just kind of the ebbs and flows of his business. I really enjoy his stuff. We've got some spam. Spammer is here. There you go. Is there a way for me from StreamYard? There we go. We are banning user and deleting their comments. Awesome. Troy says, the Postal Service just went on strike on Friday here in Canada. Have you had to deal with this? And if so, any advice? Fortunately, no. I've not. Now, there's always going to be trickle down. I don't do much Canada sales. I mainly, I guess if you're in the States, like what you're selling to Canada is going to be mainly hockey. I don't put much hockey on there. Although I do have hockey auctions that I just started, which now that could certainly affect me. So gosh, I don't know. I know Canada Post went on strike a few years ago, didn't they? I think I recall that a couple of years ago. So I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully the USPS doesn't go. Can the USPS go on strike? I don't know. Is that something that could happen? So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any. I've never experienced that. I know UPS has gone on strike here in the States, but I rarely use UPS. Lofi Joe says, box of about 300 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers cards landed in my lap yesterday. Good times. Very nice. Troy says, I bid on most of your hockey auctions. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I've got let's take a look. I don't have anything else today. Let's take a look at some of my auctions. So we'll go to we'll start with tonight's auctions that are ending. 99centcards.com. Let's put the banner up. There we go. 99centcards.com. Troy says back in 2018. Okay, so that's I thought it was a few years ago. So 2018 was 6 years ago already. Can you believe that? 6 years. It's like, oh yeah. Now I feel like my parents like, oh yeah, it was probably you were probably in high school. I'm like, oh, what year was it? Oh, it was like 1984. I'm like, Mom, I was 2. Oh, wow. Time goes by. So here's my eBay homepage, 99centcards.com. So here's some auctions ending soon. So tonight's kind of a mishmash. We've got WNBA, an autograph. This is an IP autograph of Tamika Williams, Minnesota Lynx. This was a Goodwill, like WNBA collector. This was actually a fun palette where most of the hits, if not all of the hits in that particular palette, were WNBA. A lot of autos, a lot of relics, complete sets from like the late 90s, early 2000s. So did well with that palette based on all that stuff. And that was before WNBA kind of went up. I'm sure if I had that stuff today, it would sell for significantly more just because of the hype, even though those cards are 20 years old. We've got some OJ Simpson cards, some team leader cards. These are from the estate sale from back in June. I just hate listing leader cards. So I just kind of had a stack of these. And it's like, I think I'll just list these. It's football season. So the Peyton rushing leaders card with OJ, that's up to $550. These auctions end tonight. We've got some passing leaders, Larry Zonka and Lance Alworth from 71, another OJ Simpson leaders card. Bob Greasy Pro Action from 72 tops, also Roger Staubach. We've got an all-pro Fran Tarkenton. Getting some decent bids on these. I'm happy with like $2-3 on these. Bob Greasy does not sell well, which is very surprising to me. Like Bob Greasy was like one of the great quarterbacks of the 70s, and his cards just don't sell well. 75 tops OJ. There were like 5 or 6 of these in that estate sale. Doug Buffone, classic Chicago Bear from the 70s. Rest in peace. He passed away a couple of years ago, and I say a couple of years ago, could have been 8. I can't remember. Mean Joe Green. We've going way back to the 60s. John David Crow. I think I read a book on him, like a biography on John David Crow back in like middle school. We've got some 68 tops. Leroy Jordan, 59 tops. 60 tops. Leo Nomalini. RC Owens. I think these were Goodwill palette finds. I think these came in one of the more recent Goodwill palettes. Don Lisbon, 64 Philadelphia. Freddie Glick sounds like a a fake comedian name. Freddie Glick. On stage, Freddie Glick. Some 68 Bears, Richie Pettibone, who later became a head coach in the NFL, Dick Evey, Jack Concannon, Lyle Alzado. We got some Brady and Mannings ending tonight. These are auctions ending tonight, 99centcards.com. More Brady and Manning. Man, I've been finding so many Brady and Mannings in these Goodwill pallets lately. Luke Staley autograph, BYU. Montario Hardesty, Sage, numbered to 100. Matthew Stafford rookie card from Chickle. Jared Cook auto. Joaquin Iglesias, Chicago Bears autograph. Tua rookie card. Got an 85 Topps Peyton. Got Jordy Nelson rookie from Upper Deck. A lot of these don't have bid. I'm surprised like that. Jordy Nelson, the Peyton doesn't have a bid. I'm surprised by some of these without bids. Jordy doesn't have a bid. This Hobby Masters Peyton Manning doesn't have a bid. That was a cool find. Topps EA Sports Madden 07 Tom Brady card. Vince Wilfork rookie card numbered to 125. There's a Staubach terrible scan numbered to 750. Some rookies numbered, serial numbered rookies. Chris Wenke, Jesse Palmer, David Terrell, Algie Crumpler. We got Jerome Bettis numbered to 500, Brett Favre numbered to 1,000, Henry Eller, Jerry Rice numbered to 1,000, Gale Sayers serial numbered, Joe Namath, early Kurt Warner. Got Peyton Manning, Isaac Bruce numbered to 750. So these auctions, I think there's 101 auctions ending tonight, all football. Ending tonight. 100, maybe 101 football and then the one basketball. Aaron Hernandez. Got some Bree, second year. Lawrence Taylor. Emmitt Smith, rookie from Pro Set. Marty Booker, refractor. Romeo Dobbs, rookie, Zenith. So these auctions all ending tonight. Jackson Smith, Jigba. And I think he's going to be a first-round pick this year. I think he's kind of mocked first round, maybe early second round out of Ohio State. Got some Kenny Clark, Packers, Bears today. I've got some Kenny Clark serial numbered rookies for the Green Bay Packers. Got a Jamar Chase rookie. There's another Kenny Clark rookie serial numbered at 299 from Prism. Got some various Prisms, Green, Yeldon, Blue Wave, Jimmy Graham, another Kenny Clark serial number. That's 99. So some refractors, some Prisms. Aiden Hutchinson rookie, another Tua, more Mannings. How about that? Some early Bill Cowher. That might be his rookie card. I don't know if it is or not. 92 Pro Set, Bill Cowher. Al Davis, Singletary, numbered to 1,000. Dennis Green, Marvin Harrison rookie, Andrew Luck rookie. So those all end tonight at auction, 99centcards.com. I'll have more auctions starting tonight. I've got auctions ending. Spammer is back. Got auctions ending almost every night. So check those out, 99centcards.com. And of course, on Tuesday night, we stream. We stream live at 7 p.m. Central and watch the clock countdown on all of our auctions on Tuesday. Let's see. Let's go into the chat. Low Roller says, if you see English 151 Pokemon or sparking Pokemon in your Costco and Walmart, you should buy it and flip it in your store. People are fighting in the store. I'm not going to do that for two reasons. Number one, I don't know a damn thing about Pokemon and I don't want to learn. Number two, if people are fighting in the store, I don't want to go wait in line and because there's people that know the retail wax scene. And so by the time I get there, it's going to be gone. So I don't even want to, I don't care. Steve's in the house. Good morning. Go Bears. Absolutely. Rich says, sorry about that. I had to come up with a way to ensure you were safe to post because I hit the wrong button when Bo said spammer. Dairyland Picker says, do you have your auctions end Sunday evenings only or multiple nights? Almost every night. So I have auctions ending Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. In fact, I might have auctions running every single night this week. I had not too many. I think only 25 auctions started last night. But I think I have, what's my auction count up to? I'm sure it's in the 400 range, auctions. 482. And I kind of like to get over 500 at any given time. I want to consistently have 500 plus auctions running at any given time throughout the entire week. Kind of balance out, give me a little financial push each night with guaranteed sales, which comes in handy. Please post LRS so I feel better. We did. Let's see. USPS are union workers, but cannot strike due to a law that is over 100 years old. They can be arrested. Aha. Okay, that's good. We like that. Let's see. Dairyland Picker says, I played golf with Wenke. Nice. Chris Wenke. What a great story he was. He was a minor league baseball player, I think in the Blue Jays organization, and played baseball for several years and then still had back. This couldn't happen today based on NCAA eligibility rules, but he went back to school and played football at Florida State and won the Heisman as like a 27-year-old. So really cool story. And then he went to the NFL and had a little bit of time in the NFL, but cool story. Royals 417 says, Jordy has a bid now. Thank you. Low Roller says, make your subscribers chat only to get rid of spammers. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Where are we at? Brian says, love that Pat Hughes is coming to Quincy. Sad that we don't have a Cubs affiliated station anymore. Oh, and I was talking about Club 400, the Christmas party. Pat Hughes is the guest at Club 400. And I think the reason why it's a daytime event is because Pat Hughes doesn't want to be out late at night. So I think that's why it's a daytime event at Club 400. So yeah, Pat Hughes is going to be the guest. Now, if it were like Nico Horner or Ian Happ or like a current Cubs player coming to Club 400, I would go to a daytime Christmas. I would have not done the show and say I would not do the St. Charles card show. I would go to Club 400, but it's Pat Hughes, so it's like, I'm gonna pass. I'm going to go make money at the card show and probably spend money. Orlando says, I went to a card show yesterday and 30% of the show was Pokemon. Definitely was selling big. It is. And, you know, it's something that I want to keep my Pokemon tables down to a minimum. Like I do want Pokemon at the Madison card show, but I don't want it to be 30 to 40 to 50% in what I've seen at some other shows. I'd like it to be around 20%. And that's kind of where I've been keeping it. I have a huge waiting list for dealers, both sports and Pokemon. And I tell the TCG dealers, the Pokemon dealers, like, I can put you on the waiting list, but it's really long for Pokemon. It's just, I'm not taking any new dealers. And if a Pokemon dealer can't make a show, like if a Pokemon dealer is like, hey, I can't do the November show, I'm filling that with a sports dealer. Because there's a lot of Pokemon and I want it to be a sports card show. Now I understand there's a big market for Pokemon, so I don't want to completely do a sports card show. I want to balance it out, but I do want sports cards to be the main theme. But yeah, Pokemon is a big seller. It's very popular. Biggest turnaround of the year. Bo having auctions ending every night. Who would have guessed? I know. You can go into my YouTube channel and find me talking shit about eBay auctions all the freaking time. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Oh, I want to go to my channel. And let's see. Let's just do this for fun. Now I have almost, this is not my channel. I want my freaking channel. View your channel. Oh, here it is. I have to search here. Oh, because I think it's bringing up every time I mention auctions in the description, which is a lot. Let's see. Do live. Well, live's going to be. Okay. Well, I can't find it, but I've done like thumbnails. eBay auctions suck. eBay auctions suck. But yeah, like at the beginning of the year, like, is Bo going to be running auctions every night? Fuck no. And here I am. Here we are. And now I've got time. So this week, now I have to be careful. I have to be really careful because we have Thanksgiving coming up, which is a week from Thursday. So I'd like to avoid Thursday night auctions this week because I don't want auctions ending on Thursday. However, in years past, Thanksgiving has been one of my now 365 days in a year. I can't say it's one of the better sales days, but it's much better than I expected in the last few years. But it's definitely not like it's if you split 365, top half, bottom half, your best sales days, your worst sales days, Thanksgiving Day would actually be in the better half of sales days. But I have to be wary. I also have to, like, if I'm going to be gone. So next weekend I'm only gone for like Saturday and Sunday. So that's not, I don't have to worry. Plus, the thing with auctions, what I really love about auctions, which I didn't think of. So I have auctions, and I finally started, now that I'm running, 400 to 500 at any given time, I've got to get those. Like when I just run a few, like Tuesday night auctions, I can just have a pile, like these are the auctions. There's no skew. When you're running every night in auction, you've got to be organized. So, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to, my auctions box, I just had a box labeled auctions. Here's where all my auction cards went. Well, as you start going through a bunch of auctions, like, okay, I can't sort through 500 cards to find these cards. So I turned my auction box into box 29. And so I'm doing the tab system. And so all of my auctions now, sometimes when I list from my phone, I forget, and it's like, oh shit. So 29P, and you're not going through. It's not. So when I have 100 auctions ending in one night, those are all going to be in 29P. Whereas if I sell 100 cards at Buy It Now, they're going to be in 28AG. They're going to be in 27X. They're going to be in 1A, 2Z, 3F, all over. And I'm boom, boom, boom. Auctions, it's all in one stack per night. So that's, I can really hustle through the pulling, packing, shipping on auctions. So that's something that I didn't really think of when I talked about how auctions suck. Like from, I always looked at auctions sucking because I didn't get full value, and I still don't in most cases. But what I do like is basketball inserts. I don't have to go comp these cards. And like, for the most part, I didn't buy these for $1, $2, $3. They were in a Goodwill pallet or a bulk buy, and it's just excess. So if I make $1 or $5 or $20, I'm happy. So as long as it sells, I'm happy. Now, when I go out and I'm sourcing, higher dollar cards, $20 cards, and then it's like biting my nails at the end. Oh, it sold for $17 minus fee. Like I just lost $8 on this. So I'm trying to keep it to, all right, bulk deals, stale inventory. Sometimes you do have to take a loss, but I'm not going to go to a card show today and then list a card at auction tonight and hope for the best. Nate Kelly says, Minnesota boy, Chris Wenke. Did he go to the same school as Joe Mauer? Cretin Durham Hall? Tracy says, I'm going to have to bid on some of those 60s football. Please do. Please do. Victor, the rookie card specialist, says, in 2000, I chose to invest in Chris Wenke rookies instead of Tom Brady. It pains me. It pains me. Yeah. But at the time, Chris Wenke was a Heisman Trophy winner, coming off of playing professional baseball, comes back to it was a great story. Tom Brady was a 6th round pick. He started at Michigan, but it's a 6th round pick. Let's see. Low Roller says, if you don't get any bids on your auction, you have 6 chances to list free each auction before they charge you a fee. Not anymore. I've run out of my free auction listing, so I'm paying 15 cents. Pokemon is in the bull run now. Went to the championship game. Winky lost to the Sooners. I was a big Florida State fan back in that day. I started liking and here's why I started liking Florida. Isn't it funny why we start liking different teams? So when I was a kid, when I was like 8, 9 years old, I was a huge Joe Montana fan. Like Joe Montana was my hero. Even though I was a Bears fan, Joe Montana was my guy. I was a player fan. Joe Montana. So Casey Weldon was a quarterback at Florida State in the early 90s, like around Joe Montana's height of the NFL. And my cousin, who I'm going to see at the Madison Card Show in a couple of weeks, he's going to come up. He mentioned like Florida State was on TV one day, and he's like, and it might have been like they might have shown like a side by side, like Casey Weldon and Joe Montana like look alike. So I thought in my like 10-year-old brain, I thought that meant Casey Weldon was going to be the next Joe Montana. So I thought Casey Weldon was going to be this next big thing. And so I became a Florida State fan and following Casey Weldon. Casey Weldon was my guy because Joe Montana was my guy, and Casey Weldon was going to be taking the torch from Joe. Didn't happen. He did. Casey Weldon I think he got drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I don't know if he spent any time in the NFL, but he made a roster momentarily. But I became a Florida State fan through like most of the 90s. By the end of the 90s, then I turned to Iowa. I'd always been like a Iowa Hawkeyes fan growing up, watching them on TV6. TV6 Cares for You, KWQC, Davenport, Iowa. But like but Iowa in the 90s was never like contending for national titles. But as we got into the 2000s, then they were really good. So I'm like, I don't care about Florida State anymore. But I think when Chris Wenke was there, when he came back, it was late 90s, early 2000s. That was probably on like the end of the road for me being a Seminoles fan. I've really bounced a lot with my college fandom. I've kind of bounced around a lot. I was, when I was young, like I don't remember, like I guess Florida State was my first team, and then North Carolina, but then I like I was a bandwagon. God, and I hate those bandwagon fans. I was a bandwagoner. Florida State football, North Carolina basketball, and then Iowa kind of took, by the time I was in high school, I was a big Iowa fan. And then I moved, and then I haven't really been a fan until I moved to Madison. I became a Wisconsin fan. For big, for big college. Of course, I'm a Western Illinois Leatherneck fan, but you're not going to see them on TV unless it's ESPN, the Ocho. Royals 417 says a lot of Cubs in your auctions. Better not dip below 1 million. That's what my wife actually said, because when I told her, I'm like, yeah, I've been selling some of my duplicates and they've been moving pretty well. And she's like, well, what if you dip below 1 million? I'm like, I won't. I won't, because I don't know if I shared this, but I actually hit 1 million before Wrigley Field. Don't tell anybody. But I think I hit 1 million at the November Madison Card Show. I had like my buddy Nick gave me like I bought some cards, and then he threw in the 5,000. I think he was just going to give it to me, and I'm like, no, I got to pay you. And then I bought some cards. 5,000 count box. My buddy Scott came up. He gave me a 3,200 count box, and that pushed me over 1 million. And then I, gained some more over the next few months. So I just tweaked the numbers. So, because I didn't want to hit 1 million in November, December, like off season. So I've got some room, and plus with Goodwill pallets, I'm still like, I'm still buying Cubs, obviously. I'm not buying 5,000 count boxes of junk wax. Thank God. But I'm still picking up Cubs. So I don't think I will, unless I start really blowing out Cubs cards, which I don't have any plans on doing. I'll be there. But yes, Friday night, my Friday night auctions that went live. Let's see. Let's do this. I'm going to type in Cubs. Oh, we got to share my screen. So here's some Cubs auctions. Oops. There we go. So here's some Cubs auctions. I got 345 total results in my eBay store, which would have been like about 3 months ago. So I've got 37 Cubs auctions running. I've got some Rizzo colors. Rookie Gold Cup Blue, Rookie Gold Cup Emerald, got a PCA rookie, Rizzo, Kerry Wood refractor, Greg Maddux rated rookie, Ernie Banks insert, Rizzo Heritage, Sandberg Archives, fan favorites, first chrome Justin Steele, more Sandberg, Dylan Cease refractor, first chrome refractor, Rhino, Adon Sanchez, Nico rookie, Reggie Preciado autograph from Heritage Miners, Dylan Cease the Asian black version. So more Steele, Jamer Candelario first chrome, Hap rookie, Moises Ballesteros, who's really a stud. Probably see him in Chicago at some point in 2025. So these are some Cubs auctions. These end this coming Friday. Donald says, I did check your sold items in your store. Looks like you were doing very well on your auction. I did see most of your sold buy it now cards are 99-cent to $2 cards. Yeah, right now that's kind of, I haven't been adding much buy it now inventory over the last few days. I've done some, I did really well on the IP autographs. I need to do that today. I'm glad you brought this up because I need to add some buy it now inventory to my store. Some of like the $5 and $10 stuff. So I've got a Jeter rookie that was in one of the Goodwill set boxes, 93 tops. I'm like, I'm going to go through this to see if the Jeters, sure enough, Jeter was in there. So another Jeter tops rookie that I'll get added to the store. I'll do a buy it now on that because they've been selling for less and less at auction lately. That dude from Duryea says, do you attend a big game or sell your ticket if your team is not playing? Ticket was free, by the way. It depends. There's a lot that goes into this. Do you attend a big game or sell your ticket if your team is not playing? I guess I'd need more context. So if the ticket was free, so say it's Wisconsin versus Oregon at Camp Randall Stadium. It's too cold. I don't want to sit outside in a cold game. The ticket was free. I'm giving it away. I'm not going to sell it. I don't know how to sell tickets unless they're ticket stubs from a past game. I know StubHub is a thing, but like it would just be, I would just go and okay. So here's more context. That dude from Duryea says national championship game for college football. Ooh, well now this is different. I guess it's so I also would need more context. So if it was a free ticket from like I won a radio contest, I'd probably sell it. Now, there's also like rules on selling, like you can't just like there's some tickets you can't sell. Like it's just not like it's digital or whatever, but say it's a hard copy, say that's not part of it. If like my buddy gave me a ticket to the national championship game, I'm not selling. Absolutely not. But if I won a radio contest, then I'd probably sell it if my team's not playing and I don't want to go. So I guess that's kind of how that's how it comes down to it. Tracy says 87 tops Bo had to put a bid on it. I'm a sucker. Thank you. I appreciate that. 87 tops Bo Jackson. Brian says, Bo, we need the skinny on how to win radio contests. I don't have the skinny on that, even working in radio. It is luck, just getting in. There's some people that are really good at it, but I think it's all about, it's usually, so we called these prize pigs when I worked in radio because you'd have the same people calling in winning all the time, but they just, usually the prize pigs worked like an office job and had the radio going all day long. So they knew exactly when contests would be running. Now, a lot of contests also run like during morning drive and in evening drive. So that also goes into it. So just some tip, like there's no secret key. Listening all day to one radio station, that will help because you'll get to know when contests typically run. Second is make sure to have your radio station that you're trying to win the contest, have it on speed dial, have it in your contacts. So you can just click, 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 boom. Now, is that going to guarantee you winning radio contests? No, but it's certainly going to help. So there is no secret to winning a radio contest, call-ins. But there are ways to, try to get ahead. Brian says, I've been trying to win tickets to concerts at a station in Colorado, not working yet. Well, keep trying. Keep trying. So that's what I had for today. And we're almost at an hour in. My wife's got showings today, so it's me and the Earn Dog. So I need to get some shipping done because he's not trustworthy in the shipping room. Okay, so Dat Dude gives us more context. It was a perk ticket for the Orange Bowl from a vendor. I could have gotten $1,500 in the parking lot, but went to the game when I was getting that opportunity again. Well, when was I getting that opportunity again? Yeah, so that's kind of tricky because that's like a business. Like if I were the vendor and you were like my client or vice versa, however that worked, that's kind of a slippery slope. Like if we were to give tickets, because we gave tickets away, like the last office I worked at, we had some season tickets for various things and would give them to clients and have access to stuff. So if they turned around and sold, like you get like, hey, you're an Illini fan, and then they turn around and sold the ticket, like that's kind of like that would rub me the wrong way. Stuke says Packers Bears should be a fun day, noon kickoff, win or lose, as long as the Bears play competitive. I'm not expecting the Bears to win. I just want respectability. I don't want the clown show that the Bears have been running out most of this season, except when they play like really shitty teams. The Bears are in football, NFL purgatory, where they beat up on really shitty teams, but they get beat up on by really good teams. They're just right there in the middle, which sucks, which really sucks in the NFL. So hopefully they can play competitively and not make a joke of themselves and hopefully win, but I'm not expecting that. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit my eBay store. More auctions ending tonight, so get those bids in so you don't forget. The worst thing is looking, it's like, oh, I'll bid on this later. And then later comes and goes. And you've like, oh, shit, I could have got it for $2. So get those bids in, 99centcards.com. In the Buy It Now section, I'm gonna start listing some more Buy It Nows today because I have been lax on that lately. When you buy 7 or more in the Buy It Now section, you'll save 25% when you buy 7 or more. So check that out. 99centcards.com. All right, have a great Sunday. Go Bears! Go Bears! Beat the Packers. Beat the Cheeseheads. If you're going to a card show today, have fun. We'll do this again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. See you then.